We could be seeing the early signs of a housing market slowdown here in Southern California. I'm Tim Hamilton with StellarQuest Real Estate. And when I woke up this morning, I got on the computer, pulled up my trend graphics reports, and I saw something that really caught my attention that I thought you guys would like to see and would like to know about. And what that is we're starting to see actually a decline in the number of pending sales on a week over week basis. So what we're looking at here is data for Orange County, and we're looking at the week that just ended on March 19th. And you can see during that week, we had a significant drop here in the number of pending sales, which is this red line. And this is during a time of the year when we typically see increasing buyer demand throughout the spring, and it normally peaks sometime in the summer. And at the same time that we saw that decrease in the number of pending sales, we also saw a pretty significant jump up here in the number of homes for sale. So this means, on a week over week basis, we added almost 200 homes, additional homes for sale in Orange County. Now, when you have more supply and less demand, that typically means the housing market is slowing down. So, the market is still, I just want to be clear, the market is still in a very hot seller's market where homes are still selling extremely quickly. A lot of homes are getting multiple offers, bidding wars, and selling above the asking price. But this trend is something that's extremely important to keep an eye on, because if this continues, we will see a noticeable difference in the housing market. And so I just wanted to go through here and just show you a few other counties in Southern California, because this isn't something that's exclusively going on in Orange County. So this is a month over month graph of Orange County. Actually, I'll just quickly touch on this. You can see, if you're looking at monthly data here, it looks like the housing market is still on fire with really a steep increase in the number of pending sales here. So it'll be interesting to see what this monthly graph looks like for March when that data finally comes out. So here is Los Angeles County, and you can see the number of pending sales has actually been decreasing for the past 2 weeks in Los Angeles County. Still a pretty significant drop. It dropped 17% on a week over week basis. In Riverside County, we're seeing a similar thing to Orange County with a 23% drop in the number of pending sales this week compared to the prior week. San Bernardino County, again, very similar, 23% decline in the number of pending sales compared to the prior week. And then I just wanted to show you, this is a 4-year graph of Orange County, and you can see that the number of pending sales crossed and got higher than the number of homes for sale in Orange County early in 2021. And that's when we were seeing this very extreme hot sellers market where homes, were selling extremely quickly, crazy bidding wars and prices going through the roof. And so anytime you have pending sales that are above the number of homes for sale, that is indicative of an extremely hot seller's market. And so you can see, we're still well above the number of homes for sale as far as pendings. And it's going to take, a pretty significant shift before that reverses again. And you can see historically, the pending sales, going back here in 2018, 2019, even most of 2020, were substantially below the number of homes for sale. And then I wanted to talk about why, potentially why we could be seeing the number of pending sales start to drop. So the first obvious thing we can talk about here is mortgage rates. Mortgage rates have been pretty much steadily rising all year. You can see back at the end of 2021, they were just over 3%. And they've been pretty consistently rising since then. And as of March 17th, according to the Freddie Mac Primary Mortgage Market Survey, the average interest rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage was 4.16%. So that's, over a 1% increase in, a little over 3 months, which is a very, very sharp and fast increase in mortgage rates. And so if you've watched some of my previous videos, you probably remember that I've talked about how sometimes rising mortgage rates can actually cause a short-term boost on buyer demand. And that's because if there were any buyers sitting on the fence trying to decide, well, should I buy a home? Should I wait to buy a home? Sometimes when they see the mortgage rates start to increase, that actually causes them to jump into the market, because if they're expecting rates to continue to rise, they realize that buying a home today will save them money on the mortgage every month. And so what we could be seeing is an end to the short-term boost that we saw in buyer demand. And, eventually higher mortgage rates is a negative factor for buyer demand. So we could be starting to see that materialize here in the market. The other thing that could be causing this decrease is, the geopolitical issues that we're experiencing. I don't want to mention them by name because I think YouTube can sometimes have an issue with that. But those, geopolitical tensions and issues could be causing some buyers to, take a step back and just wait and see what happens with everything that's currently going on. So, if you're somebody who is thinking about potentially selling a home this year, this is definitely something you want to keep an eye on. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I will go ahead and post another video next week when we get the new weekly data for the week we're currently in. And, it'll be interesting to see if this trend continues. If this trend is something that's going to continue on, then we could see a slowdown in the housing market. But if this trend, reverses and we see these buyer demand numbers jump back up and the inventory kind of level out here, then this could be a false alarm. And, the market could just keep humming along here at the current pace. So make sure you subscribe if you want to stay up to date. And just let me know if you have any questions. I can put together one of these trend graphics reports for your specific neighborhood. I can go down to city and even zip code. And, keep in mind, all real estate markets are local. So, your city or zip code could be performing better or worse than, the county as a whole. So if this is something you're curious and learning about for your specific city, just let me know and I'm happy to help you out with that and talk to you about that.